Welkom bij de Nederlandse Kubernetes podcast, live vanuit Devult in Amsterdam. Ik ben uw gast Ronald Kees en ik zit zoals altijd met de enige echte...
Hallo Ronald.
Jan Stomphorst.
Hey Ronald, dit is wel echt een fantastische ruimte.
Ja, zeker. Dat is een beetje futuristisch ook.
Ja, er staat een hoop lamp op ons en een hoop licht. We zitten midden in de vloer, dus als je wat bijgeluiden hoort, is dat heel normaal?
Ja, nee, precies. Ja. Dus echt heel gaaf. Alles wordt opgenomen met video en alles. Maar goed, om onze gast niet langer te laten wachten. Hè?
Nee, zeker.
We have a very special guest, Loïc Carbonne.
Yes.
Here is good. Okay, yeah. Okay, Loïc, thank you for joining us. For taking your time.
Definitely.
And can you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yes. Hello everyone. My name is Loïc. I work at Theodo. Theodo is a web development agency. I was a developer, then architect, and now I'm currently running our e-commerce division as a technical director. So that position allowed me to see various different contexts, different architecture, some bad, some good architecture also. And I'm very happy to be at the DevWorld conference today. And tomorrow we'll be speaking about my favorite topic, which is composable architecture.
An interesting term. But before we get to that, how did you get to the your horses? Yeah. How did you get started in the IT? What was your route to get to here?
I started in the IT very young. I started coding at 10 years old on the family computer.
And which language did you start it?
I started with PHP.
Oh, with PHP.
PHP, yes.
Yeah?
Then I learned a little bit about Java. I was a Java developer during 4 years. Then I joined my current company and I discovered many different languages. In front-end, React, Angular, Vue.js, and in back-end, Node.js, Python.
Okay, cool.
And what's your favorite?
Probably Node.js now, because it's allows to go very fast. It's simple, one language everywhere, for back, for front.
Okay, cool, nice. So your talk tomorrow is about composable architecture.
Yes.
A very interesting term. Can you elaborate on what does it mean, composable architecture?
Yes, that's a really recent term, not pretty famous yet. Composable architecture, the term first came 3 years ago in a report on emerging technologies. And what is it exactly? Composable architecture is when you use every previous technologies, when you compose your architecture using SaaS, using open source services, using no-code, low-code solutions, and also for sure custom-made services. So you will not only build custom-made, but today the market is so large. There is so many solutions that you can use.
Yes.
So whatever you need, you can find a solution for your need. So with composable architecture, you don't develop everything. You compose your architecture by selecting the best component in the market.
Okay. What differs this with serverless solutions?
Serverless solutions, you can use a serverless solution in composable architecture. You can build your services with Lambda serverless function, and it will be more what I'll call the custom development. But it's totally be part of a composable architecture.
So in a composable architecture, you use everything that the internet provides.
Exactly. Yes. That's really an evolution from microservice architecture.
Yeah.
In microservice architecture, you mainly build your own microservices. You try to you can have different stack, but you try to have a homogeneity in your stack.
Homogeneous?
Homogeneous.
Yeah, that's a difficult word. Everything is the same then.
Yeah.
And yes, you compose using every less technology, and it brings new challenges. Because when you use, for instance, no-code, low-code solutions, it can be more difficult to integrate within your architecture than if it's a classic developed service with classic languages.
Yeah, is that not more a challenge to connect something low-code with Java or something because you'll have complete different stacks and completely different technologies connecting together.
Yes, you can.
But is that not more work then?
Sorry?
More work to connect those different technologies or different stacks together?
Yes, it adds more work, but it's worth it because using this technology makes you be faster. With no-code, low-code technologies, you can build services in a few minutes, hours instead of days. So sometimes it's better to use this technology and do the integration to have a better time to market and to be faster.
Yeah, and are you using then different technologies for different parts of the application? So, for instance, the one of the technologies is front end, and then the back end can be in different technology, or is that in the front end I can use low code and some Angular and something from the cloud, or?
No, you totally can use different technologies.
Okay.
It's the same promises as microservices. When you do microservices, every service is totally independent. You can have different teams which know different framework, different tools, and you're not forced to use the same technologies at all.
Okay, and then I've got a lot of questions. But if you have then, for example, a front-end application with a little bit low code, a little bit Angular, and a little bit Java, and you've got a really big stack. How do you get the dependencies in check, and how do you, for example, I'm changing something in my Java, and the low code dies. But there's always a dependency in there. How do you get that in check?
It's the same issues that you have with microservice architecture. Again, with dependencies, you have to.
Yeah, but it's then in one technology. It's easier to oversee one technology. If your front end is all low code, it's easier to comprehend all the low code instead of I've got some low code, and often those people are different because low code people are not Java people, and vice versa.
Yes.
The Java people are not going to do low code.
Yes. You have different teams, but you have to have a good organization in places. There's a Conway law, the law of Conway.
The law of Conway.
The law of Conway, which says that bad organization teams will lead to bad architecture. And so you have to set up a good communication rules. You have to define contracts between interfaces. And with that done, it will not be an issue to communicate between the services.
This is more if you use different technologies in the front end. But for example, it's more for bigger applications than for small applications. Because if I've got a small application, I've got a team of 3. Those 3 people need to know everything from everything. That's a big thing.
It's not a solution for everyone, but if it's a bigger company, you have bigger teams.
Yes,
it can fit.
it can add complexity, but you're not forced to build your front end with many technologies. You can do composable if you, for instance, use a SaaS solution to accelerate your business. For instance, I want to build an e-commerce website. I can compose my e-commerce website with many bricks. I will take a search solution. I will take a catalog solution. I will take a payment provider. And in the front end, I just have one language, one technologies. And you use Composable to accelerate your time to market by taking different SaaS in the back.
Okay. So it doesn't matter where it runs, or if it runs in Kubernetes or in the cloud, or okay, and
Yeah, so we're the Kubernetes podcast. So also, why do you see Kubernetes fit in this composable architecture?
Yes, it's fair. Kubernetes is really great because it provides scalability. It provides pods to build services. Composable architecture is an evolution of microservice architecture, and Kubernetes is really great to build microservices because you deploy easily your microservice in a different pod with the right scalability for each services.
Mm-hmm.
So Kubernetes is a good way to implement composable architecture. Even so, composable technologies based on Kubernetes with a no-code interface will directly select the services that you want to add to your architecture.
oh, that's cool.
And you can drag and drop your architecture and it will directly build on Kubernetes.
Okay. What product is that?
I did not remember the name. I will have to find it and give you.
That's something you're glowing, and that's awesome. That I want that too. But yeah, that and another thing is, are you if you use a lot of technologies together, you've got on something like latency. Often applications are latency dependent, and how do you solve that?
Yes. But it's had complexity, and it adds technical complexity that can lead to performance issues. So you have to master software architecture patterns. For instance, if you don't have latency, you need to have a good cache mechanism in order to not always fetch data in another service which is far from your front end.
You're solving that on the front end, so like a varnish or something else that's caching.
Yes, you can use a varnish, or you can use a CDN. Today, many CDN like Vercel, Netlify, or Fastly provide on-edge cache mechanism. That's really convenient.
But still, that's not a solution. It's a solution, but it's not the solution for performance for low latency. Because if I have, for example, a web shop and my products are constantly renewed, there's nothing to cache.
Yes.
Then it's always slow.
Yes. There is also you need to think a lot about how you split your different services. There is a really common issue with microservices. It's what I call the dependency hell.
That is really, really old, the dependency hell.
Because and it's really can lead to performance issues if you need to have a lot of data in the same times. It's easier to do a left join with a SQL query than making HTTP calls. It's really slow. So you really have to think about how you split your different services, what are the different dependencies between the services, and if there is a lot of dependency, it should not be two different services. It should be one unique. And also, it's dangerous to do too much micro. Too much micro is a danger.
Yeah, but then you've got more work to do everything in one language or one tool. And that's not easy to get then the things of the internet.
Yes.
So there's a golden middle line.
Yes. So, and in order to find that middle line, you have to deeply understand the business, how it works, use software architecture techniques like DDD, domain-driven development, or just learn about software architecture.
Okay.
So, if I am a company and I want to start with composable architecture, what is the right way to start?
The right way to start
Maybe there's not one right way, but why do I start? Where do I start?
yes, you don't have to be composable at the beginning. It's fine to start with a monolith, but you need to find tools that allows you to be composable afterward. For instance, if you take a monolithic solution for your e-commerce, it's better to use a solution with good APIs. It's better to use a solution in which you could extract the data to store the data elsewhere then. It's really important to not be stuck with your monolithic applications, but it's okay to not be composable at the beginning. It will be a waste if from day one you are trying to put so many services.
Yeah, but that's the thing where you hear about companies that have a monolith and want to migrate to microservices. They underestimate the time and work that goes in to pick out all the services and put them from the monolith in the microservices and make all the dependencies. And
these are the same steps, basically.
Yeah.
In my
Sounds like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but the same step. Even if you replace your monolith by custom made services, it's the same that replacing some part of your services with a SaaS solution or with an open source or no code solutions. The key is really to, when you are doing migration from a monolith to microservice or composable, the key is to be progressive. To do it step by step, feature by feature.
Yeah.
Okay. They're great. But feature by feature, so in your opinion, companies have to start, they have to have a great insight of their application and pull out one part of their application and put that in a composable asset.
Yes, and it should be driven by business too. So, for instance, we work for a company. Their main pain was the search. So during our migration, we started by the search mechanism. It allows you to have a better architecture, and also it have directly great business wins. We increase the conversion and it works well.
And do you have like a white paper or a chart to start with a composable architecture?
I don't have white papers, but if you type composable architecture in Google, there is many nice talks. A nice talk did by Lego engineering manager. Lego, yes, that's fun using Lego architecture.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay.
But the engineering manager at Lego did a great talk about how they move from monolithic services to a composable architecture.
Okay,
I can recommend that.
Yeah, because that was a question. Okay, give a little business case of how, from your experience, you helped the company transitioning from a monolith to a composable, and what benefits they have now in compared to they had before.
Yes. So in terms of use case, we have very different use case, from a startup to medium to large companies. And about the benefits, I will say if you implement your architecture the right way, the benefits are a better user experience. You have a user experience, a customer experience, which is more unique. It's like Legos. With Legos, you can build an infinity of combination, and you can build release a combination that fits your business needs.
Yeah.
So it allows you to make a better user experience, and you also have a better user experience because if you use headless and build your front end with modern technologies and modern web development framework. I've seen there is a lot of talks this day about Quake, Astro, Svelte, and we can build better user experience with using these tools.
Cool.
And after some other benefits, it's really about modularity. For instance, with a client, we had we used e-commerce solutions, and this e-commerce solution suddenly had performance issues. It was a huge pain for our client, and with a composable architecture, we were able to totally replace the e-commerce solutions within 2 weeks without changing all the other modules of the applications.
Okay.
Cool.
It really adds modularity and reaction, better reaction to problems.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. So that's but what I was elaborating to is they have the benefits, but the performance is one problem. But are there any other problems you see that people come to you and ask for? Can you help me with some composable architecture?
Using composable architecture can add complexity, which can cause problems like performance, but it also can cause other problems, like you can also lose the modularity. If you have a bad splitting between your services, if you add a lot of dependencies between all of your services, it will be very difficult to update, improve your architecture, and you totally lose that promise of modularity.
Yeah.
If you have a bad architecture with a lot of dependencies. So I think using composable architecture, you need more expert people, good architects, and yes.
You need always you need a good architect.
You always need to
You always need a
always
good-
the architect on the table, right?
I don't know. No, but it's also it's always a problem. You need good people to build good software. That's the
And it also brings some organization issues, like the one we were talking earlier. If you have different teams using different technologies, you have to establish a good communication system with your teams.
Always, yes. Okay. Looking ahead, how do you see the future of composable architecture, and then mainly for us is also in combination with the Kubernetes?
the Kubernetes.
Yeah, how do you see the future unfold? If you have a crystal ball right here, what would you see?
Yeah. We are seeing many technologies which enhance composable architecture. Technologies with which it's easier to build a composable architecture. For instance, I was talking to you about drag and drop tools to build services in Kubernetes. You have more and more integration between services. Now, when you are building a SaaS solution, you have also to build integrations with other SaaS. So there is more and more integration between every services to ease the integration.
Yeah.
And recently, there is also a digital experience composition platform. These are no-code solutions to build front-end, but with a great technical quality and which can, with integration, directly connect to SaaS services or homemade services.
What is your favorite no-code platform?
I like builder.io.
Mm-hmm.
Builder.io is made by the creator of Quick framework, and they have a good technical quality. And it's really helped us to build front end faster. And you also can build a custom component with your any web framework, React, for instance, and you give the ability to marketing teams to directly use your custom component in the no-code solutions.
Oh, cool.
So that's nice. It allows you to go fast, but you don't have the trade-off of a typical no-code solution, which is a bad technical quality, because they use homemade custom component.
Okay.
And about Kubernetes, I think it will be companies will continue to use Kubernetes to build services. There is also serverless, which is also an alternative from Kubernetes, but both both are good if you need to have scalability and build your services.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time.
And don't forget to subscribe.
To like and subscribe to this episode. Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'm looking forward for your talk tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Again, good day.